Hey everyone. Many are familiar with the snake-like basilisk from the Harry Potter series, but the ancient legend of the Serpent King describes a monster much different from the one that the young wizard encountered in the Chamber of Secrets. Today, let's know about the legend of the basilisk, the mythical serpent that can kill with a single look. Let's start the video, but before that, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like this video. Called as a king of serpents, the basilisk has slithered through terrifying legend for thousands of years, from Roman times to its modern depiction in Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. This mythological monster is said to possess deadly powers, most famously its ability to kill victims with a single lethal glance. But the basilisk of legend is different from how it appears in popular culture today. Not only is the Serpent King said to be a rather small creature, just 12 fingers long, but it's also often equated with the cockatrice, a rooster snake monster hybrid. This is the legend of the basilisk from the first description of it 2000 years ago to its appearance in various myths throughout history. Though the basilisk is an ancient creature, it's afforded passing reference in the Bible included in the book of Isaiah. Pliny the Elder was the first to describe it in detail. In 79th century, the Roman writer published his natural history, an encyclopedic work that covers a number of different subjects. Pliny describes a basilisk as a small, serpent-like creature, not more than 12 fingers in length. He claimed that it comes from Libya and that despite its diminutive size, it possessed deadly powers. The basilisk is famous for its deadly stare, but Pliny claimed its abilities go far beyond that. When it hisses, all the other serpents fly from it. It destroys all shrubs, not only by its contact, but those even that it has breathed upon. It burns up all the grass and breaks the stones, so tremendous is its noxious influence. It was formerly a general belief that if a man on horseback killed one of these animals with a spear, the poison would run up the weapon and kill not only the rider, but the horse as well. Indeed, the Romans reportedly believed that an infestation of basilisks turned the Sahara from fertile land to desert. Though it may seem that the basilisk's powers make it invincible, Pliny claimed that there was one creature that could kill the serpent, a weasel. To this dreadful monster, the effluvium of the weasel is fatal. The animal is thrown into the hole of the basilisk, which is easily known from the soil around it being infected. The weasel destroys the basilisk by its odor, but dies itself in the struggle of nature against its own self. After the fall of the Roman Empire, the legend of the King of Serpents evolved. The basilisk began to be equated with the cockatrice, a half rooster, half snake, and it was imbued with new powers. During the Middle Ages, the basilisk was accused of starting a plague in Rome and triggering a fainting sickness in Vienna. Both incidents were blamed on the basilisk's noxious odor, which contained powers of its own. In the first case, the basilisk was purportedly found hiding under an arch and was killed by the Pope. In the second, hunters found it dead in a well. Vigilant locals across Europe also kept an eye out of roosters that laid eggs, since the cockatrice was reputed to come from an egg laid by a rooster and hatched by a toad. On a handful of documented occasions, enraged and terrified mobs killed roosters found to be laying eggs, sometimes in public executions. One of the best documented stories of the basilisk, however, comes from when the monster purportedly terrorized Warsaw in Poland. The legend of the Warsaw basilisk differs depending on the retelling. Some describe a town terrorized by the monster a long time ago. The basilisk in this tale lived in a ruined castle during the day and came out at night to steal livestock, destroy buildings, and kill its victims by turning them into stone. When a tailor named Jan Schlazak came to town and was wrongly accused of murder, one of the townspeople who had lost a child to the basilisk suggested Schlazak could escape his death sentence if he killed the beast. Schlazak brought a large mirror into the ruined castle and roused the basilisk from sleep. When the monster saw itself in the mirror, it turned to stone. Other versions of the legend are slightly different. There is another description, similar but slightly less dramatic scene that took place in the 16th century. In this version, two young girls are found dead in a dilapidated house. Upon recovering their bodies, the locals realized that they had been killed by a basilisk. They also sent a convict to kill the monster in this version. His name is Johann Forer, who covers himself in a suit of mirrors and succeeds in dragging the basilisk into the sunlight where its powers are diminished. Here, it's described as having this head of a cock, the eyes of a toad, a crest like a crown, a warty and scaly skin, and a curved tail bent over behind its head. Of course, the basilisk also made an appearance in the second book of the Harry Potter series, where it's described as a giant snake with a lethal gaze. In the book, looking at the snake's reflection results in petrification, a spin on the mirror legend as described in Warsaw. Actually, there are real-life basilisks, but they can't turn people to stone or transform fertile land into deserts. The common basilisk is just a lizard that lives in Central and South America. But though it may not be able to terrorize villages, the common basilisk does have some powers. When fleeing predators, it's able to run across the water. Fortunately, the common basilisk is more interested in eating insects and other small creatures than feasting on human beings. As such, the basilisk, the terrifying monster able to kill with a glance or poison the air, seems to be resigned to legend. But you never know. If you smell a foul odor in an abandoned place, you'd better have a mirror handy. Well, that's it for today. I hope you're liking Nerdies discoveries. Can't wait for the next video to learn more and be fascinated about. See you on the next. Bye.